Yeah, well, I guess I couldn't sleep, could I? Weaver John C. Barely awake and barely a zombie. John C. Weaver. Roseman, California. In the armpit of the Antelope Valley, California. Yeah, it's basically the 8th of June. It's Tuesday, a little after 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, why do I date stamp these things like this? Helps me keep track. Helps me keep track of what's going on these days. And why do I keep posting up the headers the way I do? Shorting them like crazy. June would be missing an E, or if I'm dealing with January, just put January and then, or just JAN and then put the date on the thing. I only give you so much room on a damn file name to put a file name on there, so that's what I do it for in the first place. A little bit of irregularities. I guess people don't even pay attention to the things, especially when they're pulling it up and wondering, "Oh my God, this is not attention. This is not grabbing my attention." Well, it's not supposed to. It's a way for me to do some accounting work. I mean, if I'm going to be talking about a topic, put a main topic on there, and there, put a date on it, and the timestamp will be on there because when the file is created and it's finalized, the computer systems usually put the date and time of its own on there, so it's all kept track that way. But for the file name, every time it's loaded up on YouTube, I've noticed, is that you have to keep changing the title name, because it's making the title name for the damn file name. Don't ask me why, it's just doing that. But at least you can modify it that way. Why am I not so perky sometimes when it comes down for recording all these videos? You do realize I'm doing a self-question and answer on myself, trying to tell the audience the reason why they're listening to a monodrome, monochromatic, melodramatic zombie who's spewing out a lot of opinions, a lot of information out there that people are shaking and scratching their heads trying to figure out, this guy's alive or Memorex? Is he on Sominex? Is he taking coffee and leaf stains? He's not wiry. He's not peppy. He's not screaming and yelling his head off, saying, "I've got the juice and I gotta tell you what's going on. Excuse me, I'm getting bipolar today." Snore. Sometimes I wondered about that myself growing up. People have been watching my damn videos. They've been wondering how come they've been watching this lunatic for such a long time. They haven't quite decided whether or not to stay with me or just run like hell. I wouldn't blame them anyway. I'd be running like hell myself, staying away from guys like me in the first place. Because either I make sense enough to brainwash people, or else I'm making sense to myself, or I'm not making sense to anybody at this point over here, and so people are drawing the useless knowledge, or useless twits are on here talking about useless stuff. I don't know. Go figure. YouTube's a big, wide universe when it comes down for social media and videos. And especially for some of the content I've seen out there anyway. And I've stayed away from a lot of personal stuff. I'm not talking about me putting out the personal stuff. I'm talking about other people trying to put their own personal crap on there. Me, originally, when I was doing these videos, I'm trying to find a way to get past all the damn depression I've got for past God knows how many years. And the grief I've been going through. Well, when you lose family, what can you say? You're emotionally torn apart. And when I happen to angle cameras, or one particular camera on a laptop, I'm usually showing that picture. That one right there. My memorial. The cabinet that houses the ashes of my loved ones. My mother, my brother, and my dogs. Now, for a guy who's been through a lot with them, It's not the least I can do, but it is a step in one direction anyway. And it hurts like hell for me to even talk about things like this because it brings me down. I try to find other topics I can get myself into that I can actually tell people about what's going on in life. I try to stay away from the politics, but when politics does draw me in, my God, I've got a mouth on it. I'm opinionated like every other person out there. I gotta watch the language too sometimes because we have to keep it nice and neat and without the cursing and cussing like crazy because that's community standards. I can't tell you how many videos I've done concerning about First Amendment rights and how this is being interpreted and how many times I keep running across this from time to time from different people left and right who are asking me one way or another without even asking me, how do I know all this stuff? It's called research. When you work in, or actually when you're a collegiate student at one time in your life, you were taught skills on how to research thoroughly of your material before you present it to the class and to the professor, because if you didn't, all hell would be breaking loose. I had to make sure my points were correct on this. Now, you notice I didn't put any facts and figures. I got like this chart over here. I got this chart over here. This is what this, da, 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 da. And look at the nice squiggly lines over here. Concerned about the numbers over here and about this chart over here. I look at stuff like this and I'm thinking, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Is this in English? Yeah, I know, I know. Sometimes I'll drop the F-bombs in here, but I have to limit those because sometimes the people who go through the videos like to make sure they're going to be sending out quality stuff. Yeah, I'm just picking up my skin. That's all. Some outgrowth I still have an issue with. So I try to pick up the topics necessary that I am somewhat familiar with because I usually also throw out this damn disclaimer that I am no guru, okay? I've seen stuff, heard stuff, experienced stuff, so I relate stuff. I've learned about stuff, so I relate that as well. I don't have any specific letters, no PhDs, no masters, no BAs. I'm still working on an A, alright? I'm a 55-year-old fart working on it in college. Give me a break. But I'm having fun in college. And I screwed things up a long time ago, and I'm just trying to make it up to myself and to them. I guess mostly for them and me. Because I didn't take college seriously enough when I got out of high school. I really didn't want any more college. I just wanted to kick back. I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing until my mother was telling me what the hell I was going to be doing. You're going to go back to you're going to go to college. I am. And you're going to get a part-time job. I am. Well, either that or you're going out and being homeless. I ain't. 2 years and 2.5 years later, actually. You got an academic letter of separation? How dare you? There's the door. Or get a full-time job. What's your guy's name? Thorogood? Artist name, Thorogood, yeah. Had a song called Get a Haircut and Get a Real Job. Grunge music. I loved it back in the 80s. This guy was singing my language. Get a haircut and get a real job. Oh, I listened to that one. In my youthful adult stages, getting older, that is. And I understand it more and more and more. It became a theme song. Calling act up and don't be a slob. Get it together, you're like your big brother Bob. Why don't you get a haircut and get a real job? Define a real job back then, alright? You work at a Baskin Robbins, you work at a Carl's Jr., you work at a McDonald's. Is that a real job? That's not a 9 to 5, it says retail hell. Fast food retail, still. Or I work over at Target in the snack bar area. Get more hours than everybody else because you're buzzing in more and more overtime hours because everyone else wants their food right now. I'm just closing up already, but I still want my food. You're still open. I never did post any hours in a damn snack bar where time we're supposed to be open and closed. The management keeps telling us verbally they just never bothered to put the damn thing up in writing. Shit. Uh, Supervisors are yelling at me. You're getting too much overtime. Well, get the damn hours posted already. I got sick and tired of the damn thing. I left. So screw this noise. Screw up on one particular work shift, and then next thing I know, I get a phone call from the supervisor says, "You're fired. Get out of here. Turn on your uniform." My mother was pissed about that. You're still doing this, and you're oh god, never lived to the end of it. But shit happens. You go back out there and you look for work again. Nature of this beast. You learn by experience. That's what I did. That's why I kept trying to tell people these days what the things I've experienced. Back then it was a hell of a lot different these days, but it's some of the principles are still the same. You still suit up, you still show up, you're a guy. That's the only thing I know is about the guy stuff. A dress shirt, dress pants, dress shoes, clean socks. Just make sure they don't see the damn socks. It could be white socks. Well, so you have to wear dark socks when you're wearing dress shoes. I liked white socks better. They were a lot comfortable. But it also made you look like a big ass nerd anyway, so you still had to wear the dark socks. Uncomfortable in your shoes. Didn't matter. And then the suit coat you had to wear with a tie. Tie. I hated those damn things. I never could tie the damn thing right. But yeah, I tell people about what's going on these days. I don't relay it like every other social media person out there would. I just see it as I interpret it and then get my own damn opinion of the damn thing. Because one of these here days, I may be going into a mental fog and I need to remind myself what the hell my life was all about. Then again, it could have been private logs. You could just store everything else on a damn flash drive. And yeah, you store it on a flash drive and you forget where everything else is on a damn thing. Or you lose the drive itself and there goes your memories right there. I figure YouTube was a safer place. Oh, but what about the cloud? Oh, a big, huge server farm at this point over here, just like YouTube. No, I still have to remember passwords and usernames like that. I'm alright the way I am. But you still have to have username as passwords for YouTube anyway, so what the hell? And the thing of this, I try to talk like any other regular person. I'm not trying to be whatever. I'm just me, damn it. I'm just me. In private conversations, I could probably talk up a storm left and right, try to act like I'm an educated professor. Actually, I'm like an educated idiot without a white lab coat sometimes. And if I had a white lab coat, I'd be my own worst nightmare. I'd be Mr. Hyde to my Dr. Jekyll. I'd see myself in the mirror and I'd be scaring myself silly. Yeah. Well. So why are my topics not that controversial sometimes? Well, maybe they are. Especially when I see school shootings, I freak out. Politicians freak out, especially with what they're saying or doing these days. The last 4 years, I had a hell of a lot of stuff to say, and screaming and yelling in a damn audio recorder. It just never bothered at that time. I could do a video log, video chat, and just blurt out stuff. And COVID actually gave me the opportunity and the excuse to do that in the first place. So I just did that. I don't know if I'm getting very good at it or not. I'm just getting my stuff out there. When I see things happening, even in my own little world. I read comments that happened out there. It's not like I'm going to be doing a Peyton Place thing saying, I got some gossip here, let me see. What did you just say? I just said. That's what I thought you said. You just said that. No, no, no. I said something else. I said that. You just did it again. No, I did not. Okay. Person's having a problem with his own conversation with himself. He's lost it. Especially when I see people going after each other over certain topics left and right. You just either you get into the fray or you don't get into the fray. And my suggestion to myself, I don't know about you, but I know about me, is tread lightly and tread carefully because you're not sure if you're going to be treading on landmines or any other kind of traps that'll put you into a damn argument situation where you can't get out of it. Or unless you're going to be getting into it and you're going to be sounding real nerdy with the rest of the creeps, and then they're going to be going after you left and right. To the point where you start blocking them left and right. I did that too many damn times. I'm still doing that. Still making sure to block some of these people left and right because their opinions don't matter. Only my opinion matters. And also because of so much heat being generated when you can't even agree to disagree, and they want to overcome, they want to, you know, they want to overpower you as a bully situation. So naturally, put them on block. Make sure you don't listen to them ever again. I got a growing list. I've got a growing list. Well, how come I don't mention anything else these days? What else is happening? What's my political or religious viewpoints? How come I haven't gone after this person or that person or anything else like that? Well, quite frankly, why would I? And if I'm going to be mentioning about people, I mention about in general or almost specifics, but I don't mention them by name. That's one way to get labeled. That's one way to get sued for libel. It's not smart, it's just a tactic I'm using. Topics I know about: the loss of water, drought situation. I've been studying up on that one too. I can't give people facts and figures about that one. Well, maybe some facts if they can. That we're all drying up and we haven't had our water replenished. We're screwing up our environment, and I've did a couple of videos on that damn thing. I haven't extolled the virtues of coffee, even though coffee is important. But fluid replenishment, when it comes down for water, is. I love these containers here. They'll keep them as warm as they possibly can, and afterwards they turn ice cold. It's still warm. Coffee, anybody? How come the camera angle doesn't change? Because this is the most comfortable spot I've ever had to do a video. Well, maybe anyway. I don't do it on a damn couch. I just wanted to look just a little bit presentable, but not too much. This particular spot that you see me doing this in, it used to be my brother's spot. My brother and I used to have this thing with it. I'd watch his back, he'd watch my back. He'd watch this way, I'd watch this way. I was his caregiver for the last several years of his life. And growing up with my big brother, we developed that kind of technique after he got out of the military. He did the you watch my back, I'll watch your thing. And he taught it to me. He taught it to me as a teenager. And we kept it up ever since, all the way up until the day he died. This was his space. He'd be able to watch out through everything. If he was sitting in a corner, he'd watch the whole entire room or the whole entire scenery here. Because he had to make sure his back was protected all the damn time. This was his training. This was his habit. This was his life. And I understand it now more and more. And I miss him more and more. And that's why I do this more and more. Not that I don't keep looking at his face, because I can look at a computer screen and see his face and my mother's face in that one. And that still hurts like hell. But this way I'm able to see the environment. This way I'm able to be comfortable talking like this, but also not comfortable enough, because I still grieve and I still miss him. But I do this in honor and tribute of him. And also, it feels uncomfortable doing a videotaping, especially when on the other side is a disaster called a kitchen, and you don't want to see that. So, you want to see a disaster, you see a bookcase in a disaster. That's about it. It's the only comfortable place I can actually do these damn things. Do I ever talk about my personal life? All the damn time. No, I'm not talking about the usual stuff. Is he single? Is he a zodiac sign? Does he have a job? What do you think I am, George Thorogood again? No, I haven't got a haircut. No, I don't have a job. Deal with it. And yes, I am a big fat slob. I'm retired by force. Call it disability. That's by force. Now, some people actually work through their disabilities. There are certain disabilities that you can't work through until you actually develop the techniques to do so in order to get you past certain items. And I haven't been. Not for a long while. I have had too many damn people die on me, and I had to compartmentalize grief left and right. Of course, you had to be big and strong. You had to be tough. As a kid, you were told that too many damn times from doctors, from your family, from anybody else. You had to keep everything else walled inside until one day your emotional dam breaks. Yeah, I'm still trying to pick up the damn pieces. As for disability, you ever have a tire drop on your face? Bend your back and your knee, your neck and your lower back, and you're like, what the hell? Wake up in pain every day, and you deal with it. Like I've been dealing with mine. I've been dealing with my pain left and right. Not easy, not fun. Some days I'm actually able to go places, go to the college campus, when they had people going on campus, and walk around. But usually, with this damn device, when it becomes your best friend, or its own kind becomes more of your best friend than anybody else living. No, I haven't named it. Except it used to be called the Hurricane. Now it's just rubbed out. But this is a current Hurricane. $30 for this thing. And it still works. Still need to get the pads replaced on the thing, but it still handles pretty well. But that has been my walking stick, my crutch, and leaning post, and everything else. So. Yeah, I know some other people can actually walk around with a cane and do a certain kind of jobs. It's only if they're able to do so. I haven't been able to do so for a long while. Things happen. Any other kind of questions, if I happen to ask myself, I probably will let you know on these videos. It would be nice to have some people try to ask me some questions, at least using the comment line. Or at least if they really hate my damn videos that much, put the dislike button on it. And if you happen to be out of your mind, you can hit the like button and probably subscribe. And tell people that you feel sorry for this sorry son of a sea dog. Spread the word around. But then again, it's this thing I've noticed concerning about our YouTube uh, presenters out there, should I call them? Sorry. Bit of stuff in the back of the throat I had to get rid of. Anyway, they're trying to hawk and push how many people that'll like their videos, that'll do the subscriptions. They want numbers. YouTube likes numbers. Well, I usually don't do what other people do, but I do what I do. And what I do is I tell my story, how I see things, what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, even if it's day by day or by important topics that happen to matter to me mostly, or catch my attention that I need to talk about. This is what I do. There's no fancy, there's no thrills, there's no flashing things that say, look at this asshole here. No music in the background, no theme like this. I just turn the thing on and here I am. It's like, oh my god, he's boring as hell. It's like looking at a plain hamburger. Yeah, but you gotta add the stuff to it to make it interesting, don't you? Other than that, what is a hamburger? It's meat and bread. That's about it. You're basic, dude. You want a cheeseburger? Bring your own damn cheese. Put it on there. You want a Whopper? Make your own blasted Whopper. You're still stuck with the bread. You're still stuck with the burger. That's me. Burger and bread. I got a chuckle at things like that. Why? Because it's funny to me. I don't know if it's funny to other people. When I run into things of that nature, sometimes I'll do the funny voices or anything else like that just to amuse myself. And some things I just don't talk about concerning about my status here at home. Some things I will. Other things I just keep private. Now, you probably thought of maybe he's autistic, maybe he's out of his mind, maybe he's bipolar, something wrong with him, maybe he's schizophrenic. What is it with this psychotic person anyway? Have fun with your psychological theories. I'm just doing the best I can for right now. And for that, since I already talked too damn long and my body and my brain are telling me back to bed, I go back to bed and sleep. You know, it's a biological function of every human being and every other creature out there. They need their hours of sleep just to barely function. We're not, I can't even talk right there. Oh, God. We do not always live by a coffee. But that's just a rumor, isn't it?